Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for the living world of darkness, rage across New York, wherein we have the shiny new baby. We are keeping it forever and ever. But more applicably, shiny new baby has been wrapped in a blanket, and finally, after a lot of people have crept around her being really weird, sooner or later she has been allowed to go off in the care of whomever, really. And 10 Point has taken a particular interest, but truth be told, her interest at this point is perhaps making her feel less like she's been dumped in the middle of the woods with a bunch of crazy psycho people who are following a cult for Gaia. So clearly the best thing to do is to take her with Colin wrapped in that blanket, because we really need to get her some clothes, and making beggy faces about taking her back to the RV, which seems fairly normal for human people comparative to the rest of the sept. And yes, for the sake of argument, the pack link has been open, and there has been a running narrative and probably some few kind of fuzzy images of how exactly this nice new little babby looks in the Umbra. The fact that she is tied very closely with Fox, and in a way, as a result, is a form of spiritual kin sharing a brood. So, yes, protective, 10 Point is protective, and following along and trying not to freak her out too badly, because she does have those completely unnatural antlers. All things considered, considering how far they are going to have to go across Sept to get back to the RV and the Veil and whatnot, I will simply say that when they do finally come to the RV, it will be with 10 Point having walked the better part of the way through the Umbra and being in the Tellurian inside the RV very abruptly, about time they go to open the door.
You know, I wish you wouldn't sneak up on me like that.
She in fact will open the door for them and shrug. I told you I was coming.
Yeah, and I nearly lost an entire pan of brown beef. Nearly lost it. Look at this. Look at this. Can you smell it?
Tiny frown.
Delicious.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, you've been led back into a nice big RV, probably settled in. Colin is cooking, and only moments after you are settled in, 10 Point just kind of piff is there in the RV.
Yeah, she's just staring at the antlers. You know, it's not hidden at all. She's just blatantly staring at the antlers.
10 Point is honestly kind of relieved that she didn't proceed to freak out and scramble up a wall when she just suddenly appeared. So she'll consider this an improvement and seat herself at the little nook area, dining nook, whatever the fuck, little table in an RV. And just because, the stair's just so open, and she doesn't seem to be nearly as spooked as she was before, she will just ever so helpfully turn her head about. I imagine you have questions.
Are those real?
Very.
What the fuck?
Well, I can explain. She pauses to kind of send out a ping through the link to get an idea of how near they are.
Dun, 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 dun. 10 Point.
I will explain in a moment, and she will let Colin keep cooking, wave that she's got the door, and go ahead and go to open it.
So the secret is preheat the bisque, okay? Now the bisque has got the spices in it already. Alright, I don't like adding them midway. You can really fuck it up easily, so we're going to put this in with the beef, and we're going to set it to simmer. All that's going to soak in.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, when you can't make it through a supermarket without an incident, you learn how to cook for yourself.
Oh. Right. Yeah.
You're not as badly off as I am. You might have a chance.
Just kind of looks around the looks around the room like, help me, please.
And 10 Point will pause as she's opening the door, glancing back. It's another thing that we'll explain in a moment, but things are about to be very distracting. And she will open the door.
Yep, there's Aiden and Saoirse, probably with bottles of beer as well, because they were planning something.
Oh yeah. Yep, Saoirse is
so-
right there with a giant smile on her face, like eager to meet this little fox cub.
She here?
Of course I am. He moves quickly the fuck out of the way.
Takes one step and he's in. You know.
Just to clarify, she hasn't got any clothes, right?
She's probably... Well, actually, would Colin have had clothes on hand?
Sadly, Colin does.
Oh, that's right. Ooh,
Oh,
she's
shit.
wearing Dallas's old clothes.
This is pretty
Oh
awkward.
god. I mean,
Wait,
Saoirse
no,
could've
we
brought
burned all of
clothes for her.
Dallas's shit.
Oh shit, we burned all Dallas's clothes.
No, she wrapped in
Saoirse
a blanket
could've-
still.
So
So
yeah,
Saoirse
she
could
just
have
sat
brought
there.
clothes
wrapped
for
in a
her.
blanket.
That's true.
How big is she? Is she What's her-
She's about 5'4".
Oh sweet. Her and Saoirse are about the same size. So Saoirse would have brought clothes for her. Out of there.
So yeah,
Like she would have heard that she was naked.
so big. He's about 6'4", pretty muscly, covered in tattoos, wild long hair, big smile on his face, carrying beer bottles. Steps in front of Helena and just looks around. Is this her?
Yes, right.
Walk over and just kneel down in front of her. Hello.
Hi.
Give the big beaming smile. I'm Aiden. This is Saoirse.
I'm Saoirse.
I'm Helena.
And I see that you're in need of proper clothing. She reaches in her swag and she pulls out her just kind of it's probably a band t-shirt. Because she wears those. And a pair of jeans and hands them over to her. We look like we're about the same size. They described you to me before I came. So Helena is like an inch taller than Saoirse. So
she very cautiously she looks at the clothes for a minute, looks back at you, looks at Aiden, looks at the clothes, looks back at Aiden, and very just gently just reaches out and takes them.
I assume she's still got the blanket at least, and 10 Point will point back towards where there's a little bathroom inside the RV. It's not going to be spacious, but it'll do.
Thanks. And she just hurries off into the bathroom, shuts the door.
Aiden looks over. Aww.
oh, she's adorable, Aiden. Oh my god. Saoirse is enamored right now. Like, oh my god, she's an adorable little fox.
Yeah,
Gimme!
you should he'll take out the beer bottles, pass one to Colin, pass one to 10 Point, as he'll sit down. So where'd you find her?
Fox led her here.
Jesus. Well then. Just nods. Do you know what hospice she is?
Considering that she could hear Fox speak, it seems pretty evident.
Oh, looks at 10 Point with a smile.
Oh, 10 Point, you got a little protege.
I have already gotten the permission of the den parents to keep track of her and tutor her.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
She is not nation, and she is scared.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, she is. You can see it on her. You'll nod. Is it as bad as Jason?
No.
looks a bit relieved.
Shed blood to get here.
Well, that's something at least.
I don't prefer it. And Colin has started ladling out portions. It's almost like he knew he was going to be feeding a bunch of Guru. When they kill to get here, they're more willing to stay. They understand the reality.
It's true. But if we're at least a bit comfortable with her, she might not be as hesitant to leave, but we'll see. Right now, she just looks like she's ready to jump out the window.
Can you blame her?
No. I'd be shit scared as well.
I feel that it will help having spiritual kin.
Oh, yeah.
What do we know about her life outside of here?
The helpless shrug.
Well, let's ask her. He looks over at the bathroom.
And on point, of course, she steps out, wearing the clothes she was given. Just kind of looks awkwardly.
Hey, buddy.
Eyes widen slightly.
I.
Sit down, sure. Make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Have you eaten?
Shakes her head.
Looks like, yeah, it's just, let Colin feed you. You lean back. Keeping a very
Colin.
nice, friendly smile.
Yeah, Colin puts the bowl in front of her with a fairly large spoon.
She sits down and you can tell it's pretty obvious she's fucking shit scared. She just looks at the food and then just looks around.
Do you want a beer? Will the bottle like ding 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 ding?
No, I'm all right, thanks. Why are you all staring? Silently.
And Timpone will stay fairly animated and will kind of lift a hand very slightly to catch her attention. Cups are rare and always a blessing. In our case, you remember the fox, the talking one?
She nods.
And she kind of gestures upwards. It's not the most pointed gesture, but it's really obvious what she's gesturing to. Our tribe, the nation is split into tribes, is patronized by Stag, the spirit of Stag. And like many human pantheons of gods and goddesses, Fox is a member of Stag's pantheon. And you being so close to Fox, it's very auspicious. These are my pack mates. And she'll gesture between Saoirse and Aiden.
Saoirse gives a little 2-finger wave, like, hi.
Aiden gives the awkward hello as he's taking the mid gulp of his food.
Doesn't give a fuck about rank or properness. She's just like, this is a scared little fox cub and we must comfort her.
In a very broad sense, considering that it is based in spirit rather than in genes and physical breeding, you are something like kin to us. You're very interesting.
Saoirse will nod.
Big smile from Aiden.
It's worth noting, Colin's the only one who seems to be going about mundane activities.
And she'll next point helpfully to Colin, who is still, probably cleaning the pans and stuff after doling everything out. And for what it is worth, just as these three are my pack, he is of a separate pack, but but Fox is the spirit who patronizes his pack that watches over them.
Right.
So what she's essentially saying is you're among friends here, and we're trying to make sure you're not uncomfortable.
By gathering around you and staring.
It's a small RV. Smirk a bit. We're excited to meet you. Shrug.
We're not trying to make things worse. We're just excited to see another kin of ours. Like, just we've lost so many lately. It's
Lost?
she gets a little sad. Like,
Aiden's like next to the open stage staring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the point where Colin seems more like directly involved.
What do you mean lost? Like they left or?
well, one left. Look, I know you're scared. I know that this is all new, but family here is very important because just like with anything in life, you don't know who's going to be here tomorrow. You are.
Oh,
Actually,
right.
we'd like to hang on to that.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Sure.
Just kind of looks at Colin, the one who's actually doing normal things.
It's true that I do have a stake in this, spiritually. But my people believe in mercy and unity. Providing succor to people like you, it's part of our way.
Right. Just like, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
California.
Where'd you think? Aiden says in the thickest Irish accent.
Right? Saoirse too, like, where do you think we're from? 10 Point also speaks with an Irish accent, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Katie can't.
Katie will not.
Yeah. So you got these 3 fucking Irish people in your face. Like, guess where we're from.
Yeah, look, as far as I see, we're all from really far away, so I don't see the whole related thing being a thing.
It's like you're
it's
part of the
complicated.
Yeah, it's really complicated.
You'll come to understand it in time. It's a bit complicated, but it's connection rather than blood kin.
Right.
I could explain it at length if you wanted, but if it is strange, then for now we can leave it aside.
No, it's just, you're from Ireland. He's from California, and I'm from Hamilton. So, it's a bit of a distance. Doesn't really, geographically speaking, it doesn't make too much sense.
It's a faint
like-
smile.
Smile. He smiles as well. Yeah, but 10 Point here will sit you down and explain the things you need to. We'll help you as well. Colin too. It's just all part of the learning curve. You'll get the swing of it eventually.
From here until you reach a point of independence, this is the closest window into normalcy you're going to get. These walls, this food. I've been known to do people's laundry.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, you'll have a den father and den mother. I'm assuming he's met them, right? You look over at Colin at 10 Point.
Yeah.
It's not. they're basically like caretakers for you. The way I'm going to put it, maybe you might understand that. But they look after you and they teach you and they educate you in our ways as a people, as a whole, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that much. It's just, it's a lot to deal with.
Oh, no, you're grand. You're grand. Take your time. Eat some food. Just relax. If you have any questions, do our best.
Right, we're just here to help.
I don't even know what to ask.
But you know you are.
Well, have you been right? Saoirse just kind of shuts up. Like I was gonna kind of ask the same thing. So
I mean, kind of. Again, the staring thing, it's really weird. I'm sorry. It just is.
Yeah, I've been taking pains in that way.
For what it's worth, 10 Point is taken to looking at her hands. And at least the other two are holding a conversation, so it's not like they're just staring eerily. They're actually like...
Aiden is trying to talk
it's
to you.
polite eye contact.
Yeah.
yeah, Saoirse is sitting with a beer in her hand and food in front of her. It's just like she's not just creepily staring at her.
Listen. We come from two lines of very social creatures. Death has walked among us faster than we'd like. So we cluster together like this. To us, this is a normal way of life. To you, I'm sure you're used to space. How convenient. Must seem very strange. Forgive us because we don't come from your life. We come from ours. I was raised in this from my first day until now. And so was he. And so was she. So was her. We lived in a world that's always been next to yours. And above it. And below. Your eyes are opening for the first time and you think you're going insane. Because the world doesn't make sense anymore. It may be that it doesn't make sense even on your last day. You'll be bombarded with more knowledge than you ever wanted or needed. Every second. But I have faith. You'll be alright. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette outside.
That's probably the most sense anyone's said to me so far.
Most people are going to try to be overtly nice to you and tell you about a few everything, but the reality of it is, it's like what Colin said. It's a whole new world, and you're about to come into a very, very complicated war that you probably won't understand, and none of us will understand even. And there's no point in lying to you.
Well, I guess thanks for the honesty.
Smirk slightly. I mean, some of us got a better deal. Grin, we may have been born into it, but we didn't get told a lot.
Right.
But this place here, or Collins RV, is one of the places where you can sit down and ask people questions without a fear of getting a smack in the back of the head. So keep that in mind.
And Colin's head pops back into the RV. Aiden.
What?
Coaster.
Yeah. Awkwardly stand up.
Pops back out.
Wait, you said people are going to hit me for asking questions?
Not necessarily asking questions, he's popping the coaster down. Some, if you don't show them, it's like a military thing. Some can get very strict, others can be very lackadaisical. And some enforce that with the regiment. But this place here, we all come in here. You know, we just are people.
Colin comes back in and just like cracks a window instead. It's cold out there.
So I've been drafted, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, I can't fight.
You'll learn.
Learn? Look, I'm not someone who goes around. I'm not an aggressive person. I don't even know how to punch.
Aiden will kneel down.
I've never punched anybody in my life.
Aiden will kneel down in front of her. What did you do before? Before today? What was your job?
I used to work in a cafe.
I was a mechanic. Points to Saoirse. I know you were in school, weren't you?
I actually finished school. I have 2 degrees, one in anthropology and one in ancient history.
Points at Colin. Did you go anywhere before this? Job or anything? Shouts to the
Not a
window.
normal one, no.
No, but kneel back down. Some of us had lives, had jobs, had things. We all didn't know how to fight. But you learn. You take your time and you learn these things you need to learn. And we'll teach you. But you will have to learn. There's no sugarcoating it.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the whole don't have a choice in this kind of matter.
You have a choice, but we'll shrug.
Look,
Look,
The alternatives
if
are
you
not
go off on
pleasant.
your own, if you go off on your own and ignore your nature, you're going to get killed because there are those that hunt us and can sense who we are. So you don't want to be on your own.
Or worse. Much, much worse.
yeah.
Like, Saoirse is thinking about the fucking skin dancer.
At some point, we'll send a vague sense through the link that she has broached this topic.
Aiden just nod. I'm sure you've been told that we're fighting an enemy.
Saoirse will nod too.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna go into terrible detail. So
no matter how much of a choice, I don't have one.
at least you're thinking straight.
I'm not stupid, all right?
No, but you're not in denial either.
No, I got past that when the fox started speaking, along with the dogs and the woman turning into a giant
She
wolf thing in front of
She
me.
turns and looks around. They shifted in front of her.
It was to make a point, Rhea.
That's unusual, but hey.
The Den parents' methods are up to them, I'm afraid.
You didn't say anything. To the packling, he's like, you know what I mean? The several like grumbling to the packling.
The woman who spoke to you comes from a very martial people. I'm afraid that someone from your way of life might find them terse. But they're honorable.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I hope you understand that this is not something that we are trying to force on you. It is not we who picked you out.
Oh, it was the talking fox.
The fox was affiliated with you, yes, but only Gaia and Luna's blessing can make you what you are. It is powers far beyond our understanding, far beyond our control. It's unfortunate that you grew up not being aware that you were, even peripherally, tied to the nation. It's always hardest that way. But you have someone in your family, potentially generations up the line, but usually one of your parents, who is a part of the nation.
No, I doubt that.
You'd be surprised.
It's the only way for it to be possible. Even if neither of your direct parents were Guru, the parents of one of them would probably have to have been.
Incidents like this, even generations removed, are why we don't tend to associate, much less marry, outside of our nation.
Yeah. It can be bad for everybody.
So I'm one of the, I guess, like, rejects.
No. Wouldn't say that.
Not by any means, no.
No.
There are some who choose to raise their children outside and away from the nation, whether it is to give them the experience of growing up human so that they will understand humankind even after the fact, or simply for hope that they will not change, or the suspicion that they will not. There are many reasons that any Gru could be raised outside of the nation. It does not make you unfit or unworthy. It just makes you a lot more unprepared.
Yep. The price your parents gave for giving you a normal life is that when you changed, you're going to have to learn a completely new one.
The one thing above all others for now that you should take care with, our discipline and our laws are harsh. Less so here. More so outbound.
Where I'm from, very harsh. Very harsh.
I heard a story once about a man in Chicago. Something to do with a rock. I guess the person had spoken to people he shouldn't have about our ways. Placed the rock in the man's mouth and struck him when it exited, took his teeth with it. Took off his arm, threw it in the fire. These things would regrow, but in the moment, I'm told it was quite tragic. Many of you heard that story?
I was there. I didn't say taking a drink.
10 Point looking at her hands again.
So was she. Points to 10 Point.
And the Colin just looks like, ah.
Looks at her hands harder.
Look.
Felix was there too. Felix was there too. Three of us were.
I'm sure it's a great story, but the fact you said arm torn off, right?
Yeah.
And the word regrow there.
You can regenerate at very rapid pace. The only thing that you can't really recover from that much is silver.
And fire.
And fire. Fire's a bitch.
Some kinds of, I'm told some kinds of weapons can do it.
Not many.
I'll show you. Daniel stand up, lift up his shirt, and spin around, and he is covered in battle scars. Like, especially his back. His back looks shredded as fuck.
Oh shit!
That's what silver does. That's what silver does to you.
Yeah, you see the results of shrapnel.
Yep.
Saoirse will hold out her arms, and she actually has very fresh scars on both of them running up and down. She'll lift up her shirt and show her abdomen and chest tore up from silver and other things.
Colin
Her sides are covered in scars as well. Like pretty much her entire torso is covered in scars.
Colin just looks at her and says, I'm not showing you mine.
10 Point will reach out to like touch a hand
my.
very gingerly to her shoulder because I imagine she's staring in horror.
Yep. Yes,
What
she
it's
is.
worth, your auspice is likely the same as mine. And as you can see, I have precious few scars. We are not the warriors among the warriors. All of us are the teeth and claws of Gaia. But you and I, we speak to spirits. We mediate for the rest of the nation. You will still have to fight in a pinch. You will still have to defend yourself if things go awry. But you have another duty. Gaia willing, you will not be forging ahead on the front lines.
Right.
You point at Saoirse, himself and 10 Point. We're a war tribe as well. We fight. But, like 10 Point said, the auspice you belong to, primarily healers. Druids, wisdom. They teach us things, but they also heal us as well. Your role is very, very important.
I see urges. Those of us that fight, which is generally the rest of us, they heal us. I am what's called a galliard, and it is also my job to support and keep the other fighters going, to rally and inspire.
And to remember the tales of deeds past and present.
That is our entire tribe's purpose, is to make sure that the tales don't get lost. But it is especially the galliard's job to keep them going.
You'll have to brag about me after I'm long dead.
Don't worry, I plan on it.
I'm a Ragabash. I scout, I track, I hunt. I question. I observe. I tell people when what they're doing is wrong. And I tell harsh truths, but I offer wisdom as well. But I also fight in the front lines because I'm from warlike people. We just grin.
And actually, 10 Point's been around this RV many times. Where would she go? Like, she'll just without a word, kind of pop up and poke through drawers looking for a little notepad.
Probably by the TV.
Yeah, she'll snag up a notepad, snag up a pen or pencil from wherever they live, as if she is very accustomed to where things are here, and we'll plop back down next to her, and we'll very simply set this little notepad in front of her, flip it open, and we'll just quickly draw very simple symbols, like a circle that's been kind of messily scribbled in, and then the crescent, the half, the gibbous, and the full. Just simple outlines. And for the sake of making it easier, we'll gesture to them. And so she'll tap the filled in one and gesture to Aiden. Ragabash means born under the new moon. Gesture next to Saoirse, and then to the gibbous. Galliard means born under a gibbous moon. Point over to Colin with the pencil. He's an Arun, born under a full moon. And we are there, just born under a crescent moon. This is how our roles are determined. This is how our strengths and weaknesses always seem to fill out. Luna knows best. And the half moon here, she taps it. The policeman that you hid behind. He was one of these, of Philodox. Judges, mediators.
Right. Okay.
She will, in fact, write out the terms, and then offer it to her. And actually offer her that in the pencil, and kind of go, hold this for a moment.
She does.
Are those clothes comfortable?
They're okay, I guess. Why?
Wait. And Colin gets up and absentmindedly puts out a cigarette. He's digging around in what's obviously a bedroom. Yep, not going to miss this one. And tosses over a black hoodie. It's cold.
You remember how before, after changing, you broke your clothes, yes?
She goes bright red. And nods.
She turns a glance aside, so she's not making weird eye contact while she turns red. Kind of lets her have the moment. I am going to do something very small, very simple, but it will make sure that your clothes never break again. If you decide that you want a different change of clothing, I can do it once more and change it for you. Dork. But for the moment, why don't you stand for a second? Better to have this done so it is not forgotten.
She stands, shuffles over out the way.
And yeah, to point, we'll just kind of quietly, placidly pull a sensor out of her bag. She pulls all sorts of things out of there, really. So she pulls out an incense sensor, pulls out the incense, lights it, and we'll go through a process of walking about her, 3 times sunwise, 3 times Widdershins, 3 times sunwise again, and Kitty's gonna roll a right. I want to say it's a mystic right.
I don't know, man. But there.
Which means wits rituals. I'm gonna go into another dice roller because there's shit going in there.
Oh shit! Did we never set up the scene? No,
Oh, that's
no.
okay. I got this.
No. I gotta ask though, just while this, how small is this RV?
It's actually pretty damn spacious.
That's okay then.
I looked it up. They're big, bro.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good. Okay, that's good. It's a good thing. All right.
All right. So if it is, gonna check my shit just to make sure I'm rolling the right pool. 3, 3. So 60-10. Success. So yeah, she will go through this process. She'll actually at one point pull out, before she begins, a simple set of wooden beads that are may ring on some level as vaguely reminiscent of prayer beads, and wrap them around the other hand as she's doing it. And after some walking and some very quietly muttered prayer, we'll simply there's no crazy light show. There's nothing really weird that happens. She just seems kind of satisfied with whatever she's done and goes about putting out the sensor again. And just kind of goes, that'll do it. And since she was holding the notepad as well, she will be able to keep that in a pocket since it's one of the small ones. And take it with her. And she will point out as much when she finally sits herself back down, pointing to the notepad. That too will travel with you. Both as you shift and as you cross the gauntlet. So that you have somewhere to keep note, so that you do not forget the things you were taught.
Yeah, that's that's a good thing. My memory's not the best.
Just make very sure, if you have to, write it large on the cover, wherever you have to. Humans cannot know this kind of information. It is very important that they not be aware of us. I myself have to, and she gestures again vaguely upwards, make myself look normal when I go out among the people. Make sure that you keep that very close and very guarded, and that none have a chance to look into its contents. The breach of the veil is very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It will get easier. And it will seem less strange over time, I promise.
Yeah, I hope so. Because this is something.
You're gonna meet some people soon. Mother and father were human, right?
Yeah.
Some of us come from wolves. I don't pretend to understand fully how they see things. I'll never really know. But it's different. They've followed different laws with their lives.
You did see the one other cub earlier. She is one such. They're very rare and treasured. But it will explain why she acts very strange or seems to think things through in a different way. Because much as you have grown up...
Doesn't mean you take any shit off her, though, either. Take a drink.
There's a pause and a smirk for that. But much as you have grown up human, knowing nothing about this, she has grown up a wolf. Just a wolf. So higher thought, even, is new to her. I imagine it's more jarring for her even than it is for you.
Maybe. I guess my one saving grace in that regard is I have a lot to do with animals. She kind of shrugs.
I am turning you the hell up because I can barely hear you.
I'm sorry. You should just say, because I can just move closer.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what did she say for the last bit?
I kind of work with animals, so it might help, I guess. I don't know. Will it? I don't know.
It might.
It might. At the very least for understanding when she makes certain gestures or poses certain ways. Those things seem to be very important.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Like I said, don't take any shite off her. Do what you have to do, but don't take any shite off her.
What?
My advice.
What do you mean? Well, what do you mean by that?
She's a wolf. She's gonna expect. She's gonna play. She's gonna test. She's gonna push. Gonna see what the line is. If you get what I'm saying.
Kind of, yeah.
She's gonna poke and see how far she can get away with something. You present the line clearly, then she understands it, and your relationship will be fine.
She just nods. Yeah. No, I get that. That's pack mentality and stuff, right?
Exactly. That's all she knows. The shrug.
And then there's the third.
Pats 10 points head.
Oh, wow, what nice hands she has again.
As a matter of ancient law and practice, Guru do not enter into relations with one another. The children that come of these unions are born as Guru. They suffer from a range of maladies farther than my knowledge could give you. Each such instance is very sad. Not many survive it. Not many of them survive for very long. My friend, 10 Point, she's a survivor. One of the higher ranking guru here, man known only as Murder Hobo. He is a survivor. They have known nothing but the nation. They have deeper insights into it than any of us, even though we were born in its boundaries. Different tribes have different ways of treating them, dealing with them. My philosophy would clash against Aiden's. me and him stand shoulder to shoulder knowing this, and we don't broach it because Unicorn believes in unity.
It's not even that. It's because we respect each other's opinion.
Mm.
I'm not gonna try to change Collins. He's not gonna try to change mine. My people have a harsh view. But I'm not gonna implant that on you either. You'll just shrug.
Dusha shakes her head. We were raised the way we were raised. We were raised in one of the more conservative and traditional places for our kind, for our tribe. So our views don't necessarily align with the rest of the world, even. So no, we won't push those on you.
No, they're your.
And honestly, I think Aiden and I have shifted our views some since coming here and interacting with various types of Garu.
Aiden will smirk. The best person who can tell you about Metis, as he'll click his fingers right at 10 point, is her.
Dusha will nod.
Just turns and looks at 10 point.
Katie, you're muted.
10 Point has been comically fascinated with her hands for a hot minute now. And she will look up and finally stand again, just to kind of get out of the nook and into the center area where she knows that there is ample room for this. And we'll glance aside and just kind of say, "Don't be startled." And she will revert to breed. And I do not have. Hold on, let me pull up Minicam here.
You're doing it in the RV?
She can. There's room. She's done it many times before. She just stands out in the very centermost part.
And this is why Colin shutters shit.
Mm-hmm.
Puts up those little, I don't want the inside of my car to be like the greenhouse visors. This right here is why he does that.
Yep. And, yeah, 10 Point is perfectly aware that he has done all these things and that it's shrouded. Let me maybe find one of them. We'll go with that one. Ugh, zoomed in. Here. But yeah, she will move out into the center, take a glance around to make sure she's got the headspace she needs, and will revert to breed, ducking her head as she grows in size to make sure that even her antlers don't scrape the top of the RV.
Surprise, surprise. Helena is stalled. She kind of just jumps back in the chair, just etching away.
And she will, once she has shifted, will kind of hunker slowly down, carefully, lowering her big head to where it's maybe at waist level. And we'll turn her head around too, just to fix her with one eye, briefly. But it's definitely the same person. She's got the same line of a scar across her muzzle. She's got another one going down her lips. Admittedly, from this vantage, she can't see the ones on her back. But she just hunkers down calmly. Not a bunch of extra motion, just idle ear twitch. And then, just kind of calmly looking ahead. And the High Tongue says, "When Colin says that we are born as werewolves, he means that we are born like this. This is my natural shape. Our mothers do not survive."
Oh. Okay. That's, educational.
And she flicks her head around a bit, and she's not doing the straight head-on stare, for one, because that's just not a natural way for a canine to look at anything. She just kind of tilts around to where she's got one eye where she can focus on her. Metis cannot breed. Metis always suffer, both socially and either physically or mentally. It is not pleasant. It is wrong to make one. And so, as he said, we keep our relationships with wolves or with humans. And this is how some such as you are lost. It is not always easy to keep track.
Right. Yeah. Okay, making a little bit more sense now, I guess.
Sure you don't want that beer? Maybe they'll pull out one of the other ones. Jingle it.
She just nods her head.
And of all the comical stuff, perhaps in an attempt to get her more at ease around the massive war form, 10 Point will actually pick up her head and just kind of lay it on the edge of the table, right in front of either Saoirse or Aiden, whoever's closer to the outside edge.
Colin takes the beer. I just started her smoking. Give her a minute.
You're already smoking? Jesus. Colin will get you high like a tree.
No. It's just cigarettes.
No. Everyone smokes cigarettes.
No, I don't smoke.
Trust me, sometimes you're going to need to.
That was one of those times.
It's not like you're going to be in college or anything. Most of us smoke here because, to be honest, it relaxes you, and you're going to need to learn how to relax.
Besides, it can't hurt you anymore.
Yep.
Your body will regenerate faster than they can do damage.
Oh,
Even if it couldn't, we don't typically live very long.
oh,
There's a frowny face, in so much as a Kratos can make a frowny face.
Yeah, Aiden gives the, like, really.
So what the fuck, bro? Look.
Yeah, Colin's in full dick bro mode now. You may be more than me. Didn't explain full moon to you. My only purpose on this earth is to fight, and inevitably to die in the doing thereof. I am like this. The one that wouldn't stop smiling at you, Simon, he is like this.
well, for someone that's, I guess, pretty eager to get themselves killed, you make pretty good food.
It's an acquired skill, but thank you.
Awkward smile.
I'm sorry, I have a hard time being empathetic.
No, it's fine. No, it is. I get that I'm the outsider here, I guess. So it's a little.
No, not really. You're not.
Not anymore.
No, you're not at all. In fact, those cubs out there, your brothers and sisters, they're going to relate to you, particularly Jason. He's kind of from a similar road to you. So, what I would do is talk to your cubs, talk to your brothers and sisters, have them bond with them, because you're going to need them.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, okay. I mean, as far as I know, we all same place, right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
you cubs aren't allowed to leave Sept. You're in Central Park. You're not allowed to leave because we have to keep an eye on you.
What am I supposed to
Part of
do?
the... Well, You're going to be with your den father.
Look, I get that. No, I do. But I got bills to pay. I got a student loan. I got college. What am I supposed to do about that?
There are choices. Your first choice, the easiest one, anyway, would be to drop off the grid entirely. For us, it's impeccably easy to do. Second choice would require me or your den parents or Aiden over there, maybe Saoirse, to go talk to some people who are related to us that can still operate in human society and see if we can arrange something to have them as caretakers of your proverbial estate.
Yep.
Let them worry about making sure your paperwork's in order and what do you have, an apartment?
Yeah.
So that's kept clean and secure for your return.
You're a student, yeah?
She nods.
Nods. I can talk to one of my people. If you want to do that option, of course. But I'd get yourself settled in first and figure out where you need to go.
I want to get a few things from my apartment.
We'll probably do that for you.
If not us, we'll send someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's till you get control of yourself and control of, you have to learn. You're like, right now, you may be calm around us, but out there, anything can happen. Anything can set you off. When you go off, people die.
It is not only about it being angry, even being afraid.
Yeah, afraid.
People like you, when you gain enough control, can get away with being out there. People like me, Saoirse over there. Well, Saoirse, when's the last time you went to a movie theater?
Before I changed, so 3-4 years ago.
It's been a little over a year for me.
Yeah. I can't go much places anymore either.
Can't without some sort of magic fuckery. Can't really go in crowded spaces without. I mean, there are people that can come up to us and things like that, but we make most people very uncomfortable, and it raises a little bit suspicion when the Red Sea when you walk through a crowd.
Sucks to try to get a date as well, smirk. When they're too afraid to even come near you.
And Colin just
There's
kind
a
of
lot of
slugs
that.
Aiden in the shoulder.
Grins.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'd be really hard to get a date since your wife will pop out probably from
Yeah.
nowhere.
Probably, yeah, probably she was. I'm just saying it's
Right.
hard to.
Your wife would come and just
I'm just-
appear out of nowhere.
I'm just
She
saying it's hard.
personally terrifies me.
But like,
She raises an eyebrow. Colin,
Generally-
she does.
the more you go through, the more your rage builds as well. So you are at the edge. There will probably come a point in time where your rage will be more than what it is now, and it will be harder for you to interact in human society.
For example, Hayden raises his hand. Ragabash's usually are pretty easy going. I'm the same level as her. Points at Saoirse.
She nods. Like, yeah.
And again, 10 Point will reach out with one very long curved claw and just very lightly, very gingerly will tap the notebook. The fuller the moon, the greater the rage that Luna gives.
Oh,
It is a double-edged sword. It will grant you the ferocity to keep yourself alive and to defend Gaia. At the same time, there is more anger, and even the calmest of Ragabash, than there is in the human body. They simply cannot produce that kind of fury. And so they find it unsettling.
Except for Aiden's wife.
Yeah, except for my wife. She's pretty angry.
Seen her stare at something she doesn't like?
Yeah, no, Colin. He looks so. We live with her. Doesn't like anything.
She like
But there's
glanced at me one time. She was just going about her day. I think like I tripped or something.
I don't
She
think
looked at me, and I was pretty sure I was gonna die.
She has that creepy
don't think
fucking
she
cat
would-
as well. You know the fucking. Have you seen the creepy
I don't
cat?
think she even likes him though. I don't think she even likes the cat. You know, I quite like the cat actually.
That cat is the spawn of Satan, Saoirse. I don't fucking trust that thing.
It's
Cats
just
like
a
me.
cat, Ryan.
No, I see it. I'm watching it. I'm onto that fucker.
The big head, still set on the table, just lightly shakes a bit like, Jesus Lord.
That's Scratch Dairy. No, I don't like it. No, you can fuck off for all I care.
Oh yeah, you do have a dog.
I do. He's adorable. He gets this really like that smile.
Another point of note. And again, she reaches out and pokes the notebook very slightly. Because the rage, because the fury is so unsettling to humans, even with as little as you and I may possess, if a person walks up to you on the days that you are finally able to leave the park and begins a conversation without prompt, without invitation, it means that they too are in some way uncanny. There are many things out there, and at least for you, all should be avoided. So if you are at a point where someone comes and speaks to you, walks up to you calmly, pull out your phone, get someone with you. They are not human and they are not safe.
One exception. The people associated with us that I was talking about. You'll know them for what they are very easily. They're all very well associated. We call them kinfolk because, well, they're related to us by blood. The rage in your heart won't touch them. And they are the greatest support system that the nation has. Without them, the war would have been lost thousands of years ago.
Yep.
she writes that one down. The whole thing.
Kin are most important. We recently just helped them out with a few things and getting them better rights, better things, particularly here. But kin are our foundation, our backbone.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Jeez.
When you get out of cubhood, let me know. I will take you down to a bar, probably the only bar where people like you and me can drink. And let you meet the people there.
We'll take you to a party as well. Get you some comfortable with some people. They usually have some parties on here as well.
Yeah, man, Shaka throws a kegger like every month.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not much of a party person, but Again, choice, right?
And there's confession. Point at her.
I'm not religious either.
That's not. It's not
Colin
really
just like
So she
stares
kinda-
at Aiden.
But Aiden, like, are you serious right now?
Why must
I'm
we
just saying-
corrupt it?
I'm just saying it's a nice place to go. It's a bar. It's not. It's like, it's just. You know what I mean?
Let's wait a little bit before introducing her to confession.
Hey, I got told to introduce people to conviction by murder hobo, so I'm just doing my job so he doesn't give out to me.
Of course, you're just following orders.
Exactly, the best kind of orders.
Right, she won't be allowed to do that for some time.
I know. He'll pet her 10 points ahead. I know.
Speaking of new arrivals, 10 point.
The head kind of tilts in his direction so that he gets the side eye.
What were they murmuring about the other crescent?
He puffs out a breath. The dim father has
It's
been
drastically
dreaming.
different.
There will be more cups.
Oh, for fuck's sake. He just says he takes a drink. Oh, God.
In
Such
abundance.
an influx of cubs.
And enough that these duties will have to be split. I have already been given tacit permission to tutor Helena. I imagine, Raya, that you will be approached in tutoring Pounce.
Lovely.
All of the cubs will likely take tutors, go to others for various lessons, because with 5 already, the dim parents can't possibly keep up with the influx on their own.
Of course not. And I'm happy to help any way I can.
I'll
I've got a lot of knowledge and wisdom up here, and she taps her temple.
bring Lily if Pounce gets snippy.
If any fools come in, they'll probably go to Simon.
Oh. Boom.
Susan jokes.
And like
Laugh.
Colin, you can
They're-
kind of tell that Colin knows what's going on with Aiden's little choky laugh. But he comes over and is like, "Oh, your lungs, let me help you," and just
Yeah.
pat.
Oh, thanks. Oh. Yeah, that's food. Jesus.
I, of course, will offer up my services to preserve and protect the young and support my tribal brother, who I'm in the same tribe with, and therefore support in any way he deems fit.
They're gonna give you Desmond. I bet.
Saoirse laughs.
Good grin. I call it. I bet you they're gonna give you Desmond.
If they respect my sense of patience and control, who am I to say no?
I mean, he's a very humble student.
Patience and control.
Humility. What Desmond is, Helena. One thing you need to know about Desmond, your co-brother. Humility.
And at this point, Helena can see that, like, with the cajoling of these lovely Fianna, like, Colin is a little less of the, like, stern-faced philosophy bot that she's been introduced to.
She just kind of looks at him, almost a smile.
Right. Okay.
I mean, your cubs are nice. Your cub brothers and sisters are nice. You got Pounce who bites everything and shouts at everything. Desmond, who's an uppity little shite, and you've got Jason, who's actually not too bad.
Be solid.
He's solid as a rock.
Jason. Aye, Jason is good.
I'd stick by him. That's my advice.
I like Pounce.
She's all right.
I haven't met her yet.
She's not very good. She's not as good as she thinks she is. She smirks.
You gotta look at it this
Oh,
way.
she got that problem too, eh?
Okay. By the time we found her, she'd obviously already first changed.
Yep.
Who knows how long she was out there. Dealing with all of what comes with this by herself. And from the way those wolves followed her, She was alpha. That's
Yeah.
potential.
No. She's got very good capabilities, and she'd be a fine ragabat. It's just you gotta trim the edges a bit. She's got a lot. She doesn't know you'd agree, but she's completely ignorant of points at his own flesh, anything of that world. So I gotta teach her that first.
So like I told you earlier, Helena, anytime day or night that you find yourself able, this place will be open to you. Won't always be me in here, but this place will be open, and frankly, I don't sleep.
I'll be done by the lake.
When I'm here, I'm usually either here or the lake, or sometimes just wandering around. You can usually find me.
Madame here, as he bonks the Krynos head, uncaring, is keeper of the land.
She is bonked. And
She
kind
spends
of
a lot of her off time with me.
bobbles.
Thanks. No, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I really don't. I don't know what you want me to say.
Nothing.
Colin shrugs.
You're family now, so we do anything for
It's
you.
all right, lass. Anything for family.
Lean forward.
Have to say
Anything.
anything.
Just use a nod.
So all I have is this complete box set of Duck Dynasty. And all of these slasher movies. I got these for $10. I got these for $5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't do Duck Dynasty though. That's a bit off my spectrum, I guess.
Got Animal Planet.
I like Animal Planet.
I like to get high and watch Animal Planet. It's always amusing.
Oh, okay.
You should try it. It's pretty funny, particularly during the orca bit.
And Colin picks one out. It looks pretty bad. He puts it in, and Elena can see that for like all of this guy's skill, him versus the Blu-ray player is a struggle of titanic proportions. Just getting the tray open. There's too many button presses in, out, in. Eventually just does the thing you really shouldn't do and pulls it out.
Yeah, it winces just slightly. The button, Colin. The button.
Look, Colin, want me to do it?
You have to press it and wait. You have to wait. We told. Felix told you about it. Just the button. Press.
Felix said many things.
Yes, he did, but he knew about technology. Press. Keeps pressing it rather angrily. It's like,
see?
what the
You
fuck?
see? He's not here anymore, and this shit and then it opens. Okay.
I don't like that Blu-ray player. It's devious.
Well, you know what? It's the one I've got. As he like pushes it back in and fires up.
At 10 point, we're not getting out of our house. Fuck that. It sits down.
10 point will finally be reverting while they're fighting to the death with the DVD player.
And
I could have just done it. It's not that hard.
duly noted. And as Colin begins his second struggle of the night with the remote control and the DVD menu off a bargain bin DVD,
Look,
look, did you see the button stick? The button sticks.
hand me the remote. Colin,
Okay, okay.
Wow.
She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit at the fact that, wow, these guys actually don't really fucking know what they're doing.
Proof positive. We're bad at being people. 10 Point isn't even trying. She's just sitting back and looking confused.
This is a phone. No, he doesn't do that. 10 Point. No.
10 Point has a phone.
I
Dick.
know.
He only knows how to use a dial, though. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
Yeah.
you know, Saoirse is all right with technology, but she'd just rather not deal with it. She's just like, whatever.
Just get frustrated. Yeah,
Yes, we are. We are bad at being people.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Helena just takes the remote and is like, click, click there.
Yeah,
See?
and
It's
with
running.
with expert knowledge and pure skill, presses play on the
Oh.
remote.
all the other crew go, oh.
Saoirse looks at her in awe, like, she
Ooh.
knows how to work the TV.
You know what, Helena? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, you're a keeper.
Yeah.
We're keeping it.
It's not that hard.
No, you can stay. No, don't be selling yourself short. Don't be selling yourself short. You can
Don't
stay.
do that.
Oh,
You're staying.
right. Sure. Okay.
And it gets a pat as well.
Oh, Arnie.
What just happened?
A miracle.
Exactly. Yeah, be quiet. Duck Dynasty's not.
Watchers,
Dynasty.
thank you for watching. Players, thank you for playing. And we'll see you next time on Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.